Let's talk about youth empowerment in Zambia. During the August 2016 elections, the people hired a president, the chief policy initiator and implementer. There is no one in the whole country that has the power and privilege of making a difference in people's lives than our elected president and his officials. When the people hired a president, they did not hire a chief inspector of Chinese construction projects. They hired a president to help with their needs and the aspirations of families. On Thursday, June 25th, 2 days ago, the president introduced youth empowerment and pledged approximately $1.6 million towards Zambian artists. A few important questions that our president did not answer for us is what I want to ask. How many young people did the government intend to empower? What sort of empowerment was this? Is it short-term or is it long-term? Where do these young people live? In Lusaka or in other parts of the country? Is the entertainment industry now the core sector of the youth, for the youth? And finally, how will each youth get that kind of money from government, and what are the expected outcomes of that support? In the absence of clear answers to these questions, it left me as an observer and researcher to speculate that this might be one of two things. Either it is a political gimmick to win the hearts of the youth pre-election, or two, it's a mere cash bribe to silence the youth due to recent widespread disenchantment. What we need in the Zambia is a 10-year funded strategy, a no youth left behind plan, a $2 billion funded 10-year strategy. We are proposing that proper governance requires that you at least lay out a 10-year strategy that says in the next 10 years what we're going to do is this. And we are going to find this kind of money and pump this kind of money in the education system so that our children can go at least up to the second year of college for free through grants and other reimbursable payments. That way, you have covered the youth that are going to school as their main occupation. Those are not artists. Then we are going to invest this amount of money in small-scale industries, in specifically identified small-scale industries, so they can have jobs. That way, you cover for school leavers, college graduates, and those young people who just need a job. For example, we as Zambia have done this before. I want to take you back in the Kenneth Kaunda era. There was Kawambo Tea Company, and there was Maza Batteries somewhere near where I grew up. Those were companies where family members went to work if they didn't go to the University of Zambia. That is empowerment, increasing options for the people in the economy. And right now, the government can pass, for example, a law that everyone who owns a medium to small-sized enterprise must be a citizen, just as an empowerment for the youth. The government must practice a no Zambian left behind policy that includes the youth, where every citizen has a stake in the wealth of the country. And based on their situation, there should be no Zambian who is left behind. So instead of exclusive focus on the single community, we can start with a no youth left behind program. Youth programs are educational in nature. Youth programs are industrial in nature. Youth programs are not all about a song. Some youths just need a job. You cannot put all the money into the singer community and say, oh yes, we have 1.6 million for youth development or youth empowerment. And then what are they going to do with the money? Since there are no concerts to stage due to COVID, is that money for the upkeep or investment? But investments in what? And what's the size of those investments? Youth empowerment done this way is only handing few loyal supporters with chunk change to go buy products from RSA and come and sell in a shop at a mall. And that is not enterprise that expands the economy. It is buying and selling. You have just taken the money out of the country and given it to another country who supplied you with earrings and gents boxes. That money will never be available again in the economy to help create other jobs for other citizens. What we need is empowerment for programs and processes. Empowerment for programs and processes. Note that I said processes. That's because economic development is not a project or a cluster of projects. It is a process that creates jobs and improves the welfare of their citizens. The government could restrict certain activities to promote the enterprise of young people. For example, if the young people want to rear chickens, chicken rearing should become a restricted activity for youth empowerment. Restriction means that iwe ding dong nga wafuma ku Beijing teti ufume kuli okutali kwaisa kuno mukuteke nkoko. This is the prerogative of the youth of Zambia. This is for those people who are behind among the citizens that we're trying to move. Then you provide the youth with the money for the requisite infrastructure, and they can start selling chickens in ShopRite and other businesses. Then you go ahead and restrict regional chain stores to not be importing chicken from neighboring countries. Inkoko shonse should quite a mass stores, yes, should be coming from Ifitele Fiesu. And that can be done product by product, industry by industry, supply chain by supply chain, from village to village, district by district, and province to province. That is a Zambian government. The government of Zambian people, by the Zambian people, and for the Zambian people. I think the government should do this.